Well, we're just up from where we put those first 3 in. I'm going to put 3 more of the Duke 450s in. This is a really nice area on this top here. It's really pretty. But those coyotes are going to cut through here from this field into this field. They're going to hunt this hedgerow. Anytime I can find a hedgerow that's going to have rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks, all those different things, mice, and there's a cut through going from field to field, I really like that, especially up on this top. The wind's blowing across this way. It's just a fantastic spot that's going to work, and I'm going to do that same method. I told you we're going to do the college try, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put 3 sets in here, and I think that I'm going to put 1 right here. I'm going to probably put 1 on this tuff here, and I'm going to put 1 right here. And that's going to be my triangle right there. My triangle is going to go this way. So that's going to cover this. Anything coming up along here is going to find these. Anything coming down this fence row or hedge row is going to find these. Anything running this whole field over here, over to the top where it goes down over, is going to smell all that bait, lure, whatever. We're going to consistently do the same thing. I'm going to use the mountain man in one hole, the bait pile in another, and we're going to go with the bad medicine in the third. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to go around. I'm going to dig my beds. This is how I'm digging my beds. It's very easy. You go in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you do that, you're just popping that bed out, and that's where the trap's going to go. I'll come over here. I'm going to do the same thing right here, and I'll take the root out at the same time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are the 3 locations that we're going to put it, and we're going to start pounding our sets in. We're going to do this one first. I don't even really need the trowel here. I can just use my driver. With my driver, I'm going to use a punch hole for the dirt hole. I'm going to pound that down in, and I'm going to just wallow out. And I can go even deeper if I want. And when it comes to making a dirt hole, you know, I mean, I've had the opportunity over the years to film a lot of people, and all the different videos I've done for myself and people, and I've seen a lot of different avenues with this. I like a deep dirt hole. And the thing that Johnny Thorpe told me back in the day when I was filming one of his videos, or even more than one of his videos, he wants them to get their muzzle down in that hole, bury their muzzle. You need a pretty big dirt hole to do that. I've also filmed people where they're just with a trowel, 1, 2, 3, 4. Their dirt hole's only down in there 4, 5 inches maybe. They're catching fur too. So find what works for you, and you do what you want. But I like a deeper dirt hole, and if you look at that, that's down in there about 12 inches. So we'll just clean out the bed a little bit more here for the levers. And we'll get our 450 set. I'm using the 450s up here in New York to start the season. They do have some fox in the region, and any coyote, bobcat that comes by is going to definitely be held by him as well. Get that set. And you can't see this because I'm filming this from a wide angle today. I will film this on a tight shot at some point here when I'm here to show you all of this in further detail, but I wanted you to see the wide angle on this. But when you put that trap in there, that fits right down in where I dug that bed out, which is exactly what you want. And as always, you just want to bed that as tight as you can and pack around until it's in there. Sift some dirt over it. As always, find my pan, know where that's at, and that's pretty much it. That's one of the good things about using that spade or whatever. It allows you to really dig those edges the way you want them, and that trap bed's in there nice and tight. This one here, we're gonna go with the Mountain Man. That's our signature bait that we've been using, you know, since we came out with it, and it's just a really good bait. That we'll get that down in there, and I'll add just a little bit more. And that's in there good. And the only thing I'm going to do to finish this off is just grab a little bit of this duff. I like this dry duff that's on top, and then I grind that right over to blend that set in. And we'll take a little bit of leaves and weeds and put that in the hole to cover up the bait, and we are good to go. And that set is done. I like it a lot. That's set number 1, and we'll just head over and do number 2 right here the same way. Put that in, wallow out my dirt hole. Get it in there just a little bit deeper. That's good. All in all, it's a beautiful day. Can't get much nicer. It's gonna be, I think, the low 30s tonight, down into probably another good frost, and that in and of itself is going to move these critters. Got that night latch, hear that click? It's exactly what you want. And these 450s are, as I said, they're gonna really work good in your fox locations. The full jaw is going to be a great coon trap, and any coyote that comes by here is going to be in it as well. Just packing some dirt in around the edges as always. Make sure that trap's stable. It doesn't matter if you're using a 450, a 550, a 650, or whatever, and it really doesn't matter what critter you're going after. I can't stress it enough. Make sure that trap is bedded properly to where there's no wiggle, no wobble, and that way if they step on a jaw or a lever, and it doesn't move. But this is in there pretty tight. We'll get some dirt over this. I always get asked, you know, what do I like better? Wax sand, wax dirt, things of that nature. If I can bed a trap, I want to bed it in the natural dirt. We're not going to have to worry about freezing temperatures tonight, but when it's, you know, freezing temperatures, I like wax sand, then I like wax dirt, and then, you know, you could go to peat moss. But you really can't bed your trap properly in peat moss, buckwheat holes, and I really feel that 99% of your problems as a trapper are going to be fixed if you bed your trap properly. So if you bed your trap properly, you're going to handle a lot of those things that cause you issues when you're out here doing your trapping. And that trap's bedded properly, and all I had to do was put some dirt over it, and it's ready to go. And the last thing we need to do now is put some bait down the hole, and then we're gonna use our bait pile in this one. Actually, I'm gonna put the bad medicine here. And the reason that hit me there real quick is because I could smell it coming out of my bag without even touching it. Man, I popped the lid on it down there and it just resonates. But we're gonna put the bad medicine down this one, and you don't need much of this. Just a little bit on a stick and down in the hole, and that is it. And that's gonna go right out through there. Any coyote that crosses that, fox, whatever, is gonna come in here and investigate. But just reiterating real quick, I like using the dirt that's in the area first. Wax sand is my second choice because I feel I can bed a trap better in wax sand than wax dirt. And then the third choice is wax dirt. And then if you got to go somewhere else and you don't have that, go with some peat moss. And like I said though, peat moss and buckwheat hulls, I just don't feel like I get a trap bedded properly. So, but this one's good. We're gonna leave that in the ground right here, and we're gonna go over here and make our third one. So this one here, we're just gonna do the same way, putting the driver in and wallowing it out, making a dirt hole. We've got that set, and we'll dig out a spot for the levers, and that's where we'll bed our 450 right there. Perfect. We'll get that set. Come down. Night latch, you'll hear it. Click. Perfect. And drive this down in here. Got that in. Set the stake good. Get a little bit of dirt in here. And bed that in there tight. And I don't know if the camera can see it. Like I said, I'm going to show you a tight shot later. But that, when I use that little spade to dig in there, that trap is in there tight already. And all I have to do is just continue to pack a little bit of dirt around that edge, and it's in there tight. Now that animal is not going to step anywhere and have any movement, and that's all I got to do. And then I'm just sifting dirt over top, and this set is already in the ground. If I wasn't filming, I could have had these in the ground, all three of them, within 8-10 minutes, and that gives you a good chance to get quite a few sets in the ground as the day goes on. Got our dirt hole. We're gonna take our bait pile on this one and get a good chunk of that. That's our beaver meat base. That goes down in the hole. A tad bit more. You can never overdo it on bait, but lure, you only need a little bit. Little dab will do you. That's done. There's not much else I want to do other than take some of these dead leaves, dead grasses, take a few of them over the bed, and that's it. That is perfect. That's exactly what we want. We've got this set up to where I can just see a coyote working through here, hitting that and coming over and investigating and having them here tomorrow. So hopefully that's the case, but you can see boom, boom, and boom, little triangle, 3 sets. And I gave Brian the credit down at the other location, and I got this from Brian Nelson, and I'm giving it the good college try because I think there's a lot of truth, and there's a lot of viability to his statement that he proves online all the time. I saw a picture just 2 or 3 days ago where he said the last check, and he had a red fox and 2 possums. Well, if a possum came through there before that red fox did, he'd have went there and only had 1 possum. But he put 3 sets, and he had a red fox with a possum. So that's what we're doing here, especially an area that I've never trapped. I don't know where I'm, at as far as spot on location, but doing this I think is a good method for anybody across the country, because if you really do truly feel that it's a good spot, you should probably get more than 1 trap. So pretty cool. The brand is so much bigger than myself or anybody involved with what we're doing. It's the tradition of, it's that woodsmanship that these kids and even adults can learn just by being out there. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get people involved, trying to get people to feel that. And every time you go out there with them, you're experiencing that outdoors through them. We're showing the simplicity of things, and we're trying to debunk a lot of those myths that maybe scares people away from doing it at times, thinking that, it's just too hard, there's too much into it. No, it's pretty easy, and we're going to show you how easy it is, and you're going to be able to go out and do it.
Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. Become the steward of your own land or lease. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.